have to treat each other with kindness and respect, so I will not have everyone having any issue with someone for wearing a mask or not wearing a mask. It is all up to you guys right now. So enjoy the fresh air and enjoy the beverages.
That is a Southwest flight attendant telling passengers masks are now optional in flight. Passengers on another flight threw away their masks.
Wow, and that's because they're no longer required on a number of major airlines. But we do want to point out MTS, here locally, still mandating masks, at least for now. And CBS 8's Dana Marie McNichol live at San Diego International Airport to explain what we need to know, and a lot of reaction coming in about this. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Eric and Netta. Well, as passengers get out of their car, I'm noticing a lot of people not wearing a mask walking into Terminal 1, but also some people are still wearing them as it has been made optional. So we spoke to passengers who are on either side of the fence moving forward.
I think it's perfect. I think that we're at the end of the road and we need to move on. Everyone can, self-protect themselves.
I like the idea of having that extra layer of protection. And if we don't have that, what do we have?
Now, last week, the CDC extended the mask mandate until May 3rd, but it all changed yesterday when a federal judge in Florida voided the mandate, ruling the CDC exceeded its authority. Now, multiple airlines have made mask wearing optional for both passengers and employees right away. Here's an official statement from the San Diego International Airport. They say our primary goal is to ensure the health and safety of the traveling public. We will continue to comply with TSA guidance on masking, and at this time, TSA's mask mandate is not in effect. Now, you might want to keep a mask on hand still because the San Diego Public Transit is still mandating masks on its trolleys, buses, and other vehicles, as well as its stations. Now, they are working on guidance from the federal government, but today, if you're heading to the airport for your travels, you will not need to wear a mask if you need it. This just happened yesterday, so travelers are now just getting updated with this information. Again, coming up at 6:30, we're going to hear from those people on that flight coming from Denver to San Diego, that reaction when they were told they could lift those masks. I'm Dana Marie McNichol live. I'll send it back to you, Eric and Netta.
And this morning we are seeing mixed reaction to the TSA's announcement that they will not enforce the mask mandate. Cheryl says here, it's about time. Joseph simply writes, awesome. But this person replied to the TSA saying, you really don't want families traveling this summer, do you? Kids under 5 still can't be vaccinated, and now they won't have any protection from others. And AMNA reported on the TSA's post saying this leaves young children completely at risk and means COVID can spread even easier. Please consider requiring everyone to test if you won't enforce masks. Of course, again, masks are optional to wear if you so choose. Ella?
It's great to hear people's insight there. New this morning, a missing 12-year-old boy from Pacific Highlands Ranch is back safe with his family. So you may have seen a post on your social feeds about Ryland Fiorito. This was overnight. And while most of you were sleeping, we did contact San Diego police for any updates. And just within the last few hours, police confirmed Ryland Fiorito has been located.
This morning, a 16-year-old boy is under arrest accused of stabbing a teenage girl in Lakeside. The sheriff's department says this is being investigated as a possible hate crime. It says it happened on Saturday night. Deputies say the boy was in a group of teenagers who confronted the girl and members of her family. The suspect and his group reportedly yelled racial slurs at the victim and her family before he stabbed the girl. She was taken to the hospital, and we are waiting for an update on her condition. And this morning, U.S. authorities are warning that Russia could launch cyber attacks on American soil. Experts say this could impact everything from public transit to banks, even to the energy sector. This comes after Ukraine withstood an attempt by Russian hackers to knock out power to 2 million people. The Department of Homeland Security is now strengthening cyber defenses. And this morning in Ukraine, Russian forces have launched a full offensive attack in the eastern part of the country. Right now, Ukrainian officials say Russia is focusing on a new phase of the war and trying to take over the Donbas region. The Russian military is also continuing its attack on Mariupol today.
An update here this morning. The county fair will go on with its full-scale plans. Yeah, that means the rides, the games, the food, despite an ongoing legal battle. CBS 8's Chris Grow live outside the Del Mar Fairgrounds to explain what's next and what happened there. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Netta. And starting this morning, you can actually start to make your plans for the San Diego County Fair with both the games, the food, and as well as the rides. And that's because all sides in this lawsuit and a judge agreed to go ahead and put things off for now and to move forward with the fair. Now, for those of you that missed it, the fair organizers, the 22nd Agricultural District, were sued by an amusement company, Tally Amusements. Now, Tally Amusements claimed that the district rigged the bidding process to decide which company runs the midway portion of the carnival portion of the fair, essentially where you get all those rides and all those games. They argued the district manipulated requirements to favor the company RCS, who did ultimately win the bid. Now, earlier this month, a judge issued an injunction during this lawsuit, essentially canceling the contract between the district and their chosen operator, RCS. That left the midway portion of the fair unable to happen. That is until all of these sides came to this agreement, and now we can have a fair with both rides and games.
There will be a full carnival. The parties agreed that it didn't make a lot of sense to be battling in court, while we're also trying to work together to put on a fair.
Okay, so people waking up hearing that right now wondering, okay, the fair's going on. Does that mean that whole lawsuit's over? Everyone backed off of this?
Not technically. In fact, as part of the agreement, Netta, all the sides, as you just heard one of the lawyers involved say, that they decided that we can't have a lawsuit happening while the fair is going on. But once the fair is over, then the lawsuit will continue. Back to you.
Okay, Chris Crow, thank you so much for staying on top of that for us. And now we're going to send it over to Evan to check on traffic. We have an update coming in. What's going on, Evan?
Hey, yeah, so we're still working to get more information from CHP here. Looks like those delays have continued to intensify on both the 54 and the 5. You see one lane still blocked on the 5 northbound. This is after a crash that started at 5 o'clock, almost exactly an hour ago. Photographer about 10 minutes out from that scene. So we're working to get more information from CHP. Once our photographer gets there, he'll be able to give us that information. But you can see what those delays look like. Entry ramp onto the 5 from the 54 westbound blocked. Shoulder is blocked as well. And then once you get onto the 5 itself, one lane at least is blocked. What we know is that this crash was a 2-vehicle crash that took place about an hour ago. One of those vehicles had a tremendous difficulty in that crash. There were parties that were trapped in that car. It looks like 2 people have been transported in total to the hospital. Unknown injuries right now, working to get more information. As far as what we see weather-wise, we are seeing cloudy skies to kick off your Tuesday morning. Fog has been an issue all morning long, and it's patchy at that. So really dependent on where you are as to just how intense it is. But there are some spots that are working with a perfect 10 in terms of miles of visibility. Others are down to that single-digit zone. In some cases, less than a mile of visibility in a couple spots on the map. By the time the afternoon comes around, clouds are going to part quite a bit. We'll move towards sunshine. Temperatures are going to be in the low 70s across your coast and inland. A breeze across the deserts warrants a wind advisory. That wind advisory now in effect for your deserts. Across all 4 microclimates, clouds start off the morning. They break apart by the afternoon, give us plenty of sunshine to work with into the rest of the day. But again, wind is going to be something to watch out for across the deserts. A light breeze for your coastline all the way through your mountaintops. Here's that view outside. You can see what those clouds are doing as we speak. Normally, we'd be able to let in some of that light from the sunrise. Instead, because of how dense those clouds are, we are allowing a little bit of the light to peek through, but none of that yellow-orange color tone that we're used to working with when we have a lack of clouds. So those marine layer clouds are going to be with us for the AM hours for pretty much every morning to come between now and Friday. Sunrise and sunshine prevails throughout the day. So we're going to see plenty of sunshine into the afternoon with that breeze. Temperatures kick off a week-long cooling trend. Winds in the double digits. Sunset coming at 7:22. AM clouds and PM sun are the theme. And again, upper 60s, low 70s are primarily what we are working with. Walking out the door right now, 50s across the coastline and inland. You got a couple pockets of 40-degree temperatures. So you got 43 in Ramona right now, 54 in Alpine, and 57 in downtown San Diego.